अगर आप उन डिज़ाइनर्स में से हैं जो अभी जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं तो ये वीडियो आपके लिए है। इस वीडियो में मैंने आपको सिखाया है कि किस तरीके से आपको अपना डिज़ाइन के लिए रेज्यूमे बनाना है। रेज्यूमे में आपके क्या क्या होना चाहिए जब आप अप्लाई करते हैं एज अ UI UX डिज़ाइनर। अगर आप किसी अच्छी कंपनी में ब्रेक करना चाहते हैं तो आपको किस तरीके का रेज्यूमे चाहिए व्हेन यू आर क्रैकिंग इनटू अ बिग प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी। अलोंग विद दैट मैंने बताया है अगर आपने ऑलरेडी एक्सपीरियंस लिया है या फिर अगर आपने ऑलरेडी केस स्टडी बनाई है तो किस तरीके से आपको अपनी केस स्टडी को स्ट्रक्चर करना है। केस स्टडी में वो कौन कौन से की इंग्रेडिएंट हैं जो आपकी केस स्टडी में होने चाहिए। आई हैड अ वेरी सिमिलर कॉन्वर्सेशन विद वन ऑफ माय मेंटी गौतम, जहां पर मैंने उसे बताया कि किस तरीके से उसे अपना रेज्यूमे प्रिपेयर करना है, किस तरीके से उसे मार्केट में अप्रोच करना है और किस तरीके की केस स्टडीज उसके रेज्यूमे में होनी चाहिए। गौतम एक UI UX डिजाइनर है जो कि एक प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी में अभी काम कर रहा है। तो अगर आपको रेज्यूमे बिल्डिंग या फिर अपने पोर्टफोलियो क्रिएशन के बारे में और भी जानना है तो इस वीडियो को आप कंप्लीट देख सकते हैं। इट्स अ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद मी एंड गौतम, जहां पर आपको समझ में आएगा कि एज ए एक्सपीरियंस डिजाइनर, एज ए फ्रेशर डिजाइनर आपको किस तरीके का रेज्यूमे बनाना चाहिए, रेज्यूमे में क्या क्या इंग्रेडिएंट होने चाहिए और उसके साथ साथ केस स्टडी को किस तरीके से स्ट्रक्चर करना चाहिए। दैट्स ऑल आई हैव इन दिस वीडियो, सो विदाउट अ फर्दर ado let's watch it. So now what we need to do, first you need to write the name here. For example, your name is Gautam, right? I pardon for these spelling mistakes. And you are a UI UX designer, right? And your mobile number is, to be very honest, product designer looks good. If you can get the title from your previous employer as well, write it product designer. Product design means you understand the business side of the product also. You understand the business logic, how to bridge a gap between design and business. That is called a product designer basically. Alright. So mobile number, email address, and now LinkedIn profile. And then your portfolio link. And please don't confuse your potential employer in between Behance and Dribbble, because a lot of the recruiters do not understand design very well, so they don't understand the difference between Dribbble and Behance. So always share the primary link, and I think it has to be Behance or Medium. If you want to build a UX portfolio, that has to be on Medium also. Medium is a good platform. That's what I feel. Portfolio link, simple. Alright, then summary has to be in 3 lines. Make it 12 and bold. You need to share the portfolio link only. So, and always when you're writing an email or writing a LinkedIn message to anyone, attach your resume along with, and write also, because most of the people are not going to your resume, they'll be seeing your portfolio link only. So share that portfolio link and write a very precise message, very straightforward message ki my name is Gautam and I have seen this position on your profile and please review my portfolio if it is aligned with your search. Very simple. Next thing, what you need to do, your education, whatever the education you did. Before summary, like write your skills also. Skills can have the technical skills. Technical means what sort of tools you have used, what sort of methods you know. Alright. Technical skills and soft skills. Soft skills means how will you communicate your designs, stakeholder management, user interviews. All these are the secondary research, primary research. These are the soft skills basically. Alright. After education, write your professional experience. Professional experience. In professional experience, first of all, name of your project, name of your company, company name, your product name, link, company link, the website link, website or mobile app link. It has to be a company landing page link if you have done multiple projects. Alright. It is there. Company name, product, instead of product name, write the location here because you have multiple projects. So write the location here, not location, write your role, basically role and responsibility. For example, you are a product designer, write product designer here. And because of this sort of format, I have been selected into really good companies. I had worked with Vodafone, Bajaj, Tata. These are all companies I had to work with that sort of resume only. Here you need to write your location of the company. Now write the product name. You have multiple product, right? Product name, product link. Now it's done and dusted, no worries. You have 3 products or more than 3. So here you have mentioned the company name. Under this company you have mentioned the product name that you did or you had worked with them, the link of that mobile application or website, and the description about that. For example, you have designed the digital pharmacy to make patients' life easy. For example, whatever the description of that product is. Whatever the description is, like this you can do very simple description. This is your resume. Nothing else you need to add in your resume. In education, you can write the top level degree that you did and the certification just you have completed. All right. No use of it. You already have a professional experience that adds a lot of value. One more thing I forgot to mention in this. Here you need to add the duration also. Correct. So that's how you need to create your resume. Very simple resume. All right. And next thing, what you need to do, now you have your resume prepared. Now, first of all, design the case study for each product. And first design the case study for the project that has impacted users' life. That has impacted direct users' life. For example, delivering medication at their home, right? That is one of the critical product, right? Except that you might be having the partner app also, right? Pharmacy partner, right? That is not that important. How you have impacted the end users. One thing you need to make sure that. Another thing, how you have drawn that results. You need to talk about the success metrics also. How you got the user engagement, how many customers have signed up after that, how many people have downloaded that app. Talk about the numbers. Make sure to add the numbers in your case study. One more thing, whenever you are designing any case study, design in a reverse pyramid way. Reverse pyramid way means always showcase the output first. What you are doing, how you are doing, that's the later part. First you need to showcase what you are doing, what you have done for the company. Showcase the actual visuals. Let me showcase you some case studies, like how best case studies can be. I am a big fan of this design cohort. Have you heard about this design cohort? $10K designers, and these are the people who are delivering the designers in a good companies, right? Their designers are working in good companies, and the way they have structured the case study, that is phenomenal, brother. Like, I really find like this level of case study has to, it looks like that 2-3 years 5 years experience guy had designed this case study. Or each and every one, they have same format. They are giving a template to everybody, every of their student, and they are using this. See, in this they are simplified. They have simplified the way they have told to the users how I have simplified ordering home. You don't need to write redesign, revamp. Simplify that. I have designed the pharmacy experience for the patients in rural areas, like this. Like, simplified title of the case study, and then upfrontly showcase them visuals, because everybody is not interested into actual process, how you have solved it. Visual actually holds that attention. Now this person has hold my attention. Now it's time to sell the process to them. How I did it. And the recruiter who is looking the portfolio on Medium, like, keep the very precise version or visually pleasing version on Behance also, which contains the whole lot of graphics, whole lot of UI, right? That looks good on Behance. But if you want to create a detailed case study, keep them on Medium also. All right. And see, and your case study has to be in a conversational way. It should look like that case study is talking to the users, talking to the recruiters. See, See any of the case study. देखो how they are just explaining it. Modern life has become a hustle. The struggle gets real when you are working professional or student living away from your home. Working piling up and you have no space or time to cook your meals. Mom's cooking is a major mess. You are craving comfortably or comforting home cooked meals. Takeout and junk food become the usual go-to, whether starving, lazy, or caught up in the daily grind. But the guilt, it's real. Overspending and bringing on junk. So you rely on the local tiffin service, but let's face it, quality is a gamble. Oils swimming in every dish, portions are a mystery, and kitchen hygiene, what's that? And there are the issue that plugged me when I moved to a new city for my new college internship. They lingered in the back of my mind until I finally decided to do something about it. That's how they are telling their story. It looks very conversational. It looks like someone is talking to me, how they have gone through it. First thing matters your portfolio, another thing how you're telling the story. You can mention one thing, you need to showcase good visuals upfrontly. Another thing, there has to be conversational storytelling. And third thing, which is very important, that is reasoning. For example, what sort of design decisions you have made and why you have made those design decisions. You might have, you need to showcase that also in the last section of the case study. Let me showcase it to you. Like this. Not this. Like this. This is the design decision part. That's how they've explained it. Got it? So three things, there are three key ingredients to design any portfolio, any case study. One, there has to be good visuals upfrontly so that you can hook the customer or hook the users or hook the recruiter there. Then storytelling, it should not be take the help of the ChatGPT, but don't rewrite the content from ChatGPT. You can correct your grammatical mistakes and showcase your in your case study that you have done it, and showcase the responsibility there. Showcase the collaboration. How did you collaborate with multiple teams? Right? How did you reach out to the multiple teams to get the feedback? How you have incorporated users' feedback, and that the one thing that breaks the ice, that is key insights, results. How many people have downloaded your mobile applications? How many people have ordered like medications from your mobile application in first week? That data you can collect from the data science team. You might be having data analytics team at your place. Reach out to them, they're going to help you out with the data. Or product managers can help you out. Put those insights, because these insights looks that you know the actual product, and you are working on the success metric of it also. So that is how you need to craft your case study. When it comes to negotiate the salary, first let them know how you can create a value for them. Now since the Figma came, anyone can jump into the Figma and create the pixels. Designing beautiful pixel is just a cakewalk. It's a cakewalk. Anyone can just go over Behance and copy that interface and showcase it like they have done it, right? But barely someone understands the experience. So if you want good salary, if you want really good salary like 10, 15, 20 LPA package, you need to showcase them. You understand users and you understand business. Let them know how you can convert the customers. That's where reasoning comes into play. So prepare your case study that it should be looking like a UX design case study, like this one. This one. These case studies are UX design case study. And then say it upfrontly. I was underpaid and I have learned the process. That was my learning phase. Now I have learned it already. Now it's time to level up my financial game also. So that's why I'm seeking at least 10-15 LPA. Or always say 2-3 lakhs extra what you are expecting. For example, you are looking for 10 LPA, say them 12 LPA. So what I was saying, when it comes to salary negotiation, it's very simple. Another thing, you need to always upfrontly ask you what is your budget. For example, you are earning, how much you are earning now? What is your package? So from 5 to 10 LPA would be little hard, because that is 100% hike. That can be possible also in UX. It is not much. 10 LPA is just a basic salary. If you are, I don't know the rate of like package in like Coimbatore, but I know the package in Bangalore or in Delhi, in Gurgaon, like 10-15 LPA is a fresher salary, like for 1 year experience guys, right? 10-12, even one of my student who will be giving you mentor, I mean, like he is one of my student, and he after 6 months he got 15 LPA in a product company itself, in Gurgaon itself. which is somewhere like pretty near to Delhi, right? So jumping from 5 LPA to 10 LPA bit hard, but I would say before 10 LPA try to hit like 9, somewhere 8 9, which is more than 50% hike, right? And when recruiter is calling to you, upfrontly ask them what is your budget, what sort of budget you have for this role. You can upfrontly ask them, all right, and then move forward. That's how it works. And if they align with the budget that you're looking for, then apply there. अगर आपने मेरा यहाँ तक वीडियो देख लिया है तो मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, प्लीज़ आप मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए, इस वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए एंड शेयर कर दीजिए उन सभी लोगों के साथ जो इस तरीके की वीडियो देखना पसंद करते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच.